Well, hey again everyone, this is Bob from Bossrox DIY Solar, and from my last video I've got some questions on how I control my solar panel system with that switching system that I described in my last video. And what you're looking at here is the photosensors that control that system, and what you see there is I've got 8 photosensors, and those are wired in series. And then on top of that, I got this glass cone, and the reason why that's there is to keep birds and lizards and stuff like that off the photosensors, so that my sensor doesn't get a false reading when something like that happens, and it causes too much of a power surge going into my system. Now, instead of stopping here and continuing once I get inside to show you the schematic and everything I drew up for it, I'm going to keep this running because my editor will take forever to process a video in 2 parts, whereas if I just keep it in one, I won't have to mess with that, and I can get it up on YouTube a lot faster. So hang on a second, we'll be right there. Alright, so as you may recall if you saw my last video, this is my photosensor setup, and this right here is normally made for thermal sensing. So what I did is I replaced that thermal sensor with those photoresistors that you saw up there, and then I've got these 2 pots wired into that. So one is 100k ohms, and the other one is 10k ohms, and the 100k is for at nighttime to get this meter to read 0, to adjust it where you see 0 at total darkness. And then the second one is for, like, you know, at peak solar, where you adjust it up to about 100. And then from there, in between those 2 points, you can get a good idea of what the relative solar power is going on outside. And of course, here's the contactors that I'm using to control those solar panels, how much goes into my chargers here. And since I've got 39 kW of panels, and I've only got 5 chargers that'll do 2,500 watts apiece, you can see that there's more solar power than what I've got in chargers that can handle that much power. So I'll take you over here and show you the schematic and show you how I control those panels to keep from overpowering those solar chargers. And here's the sensor itself, and it's got 3 inputs. One is for power, one is the relay, and one is the sensor connections. And that goes, I've got that off of eBay, and it goes by model number BYT-A016. And then of course those photosensors are just these little things right here. There's not much meat on it enough to get a good focus on it, but anyways, there's many varieties of these photosensors, and what you want to do is you want to get the one that has the highest resistance, the type that has the highest resistance. And they go by GL549. Those are the higher resistor ones. Now you can use anywhere from 6 to 10 of these, depending on how it reacts with your sensor here. But what you want to do is when you get these, because a lot of these are very inconsistent in the actual ohms that they register when they're in sunlight. So what you want to do is you want to order a bunch of them. Get more than what you really need, like, double or triple, and take them out of the package and take them out in the sunlight and put an ohm meter on each one of them, and pick the ones that have the highest resistance in the sunlight, and those are the ones you want to use. Now, as you see here, there's the sensor, which is that right there, and there's the pots, and your 10K pot, it goes into directly, wait a minute, no, the 100K pot, we'll start with that one. That's the one for nighttime. Both connections from the pot go directly into the sensor, And then the 10K pot is the one you adjust for daytime, One side goes through the photoresistor bank and then goes into the sensor. So you have one side of the pot goes into the sensor, and one side of the pot goes through the sensors back to the sensor connection. And let's see what else we got here. So I'm coming in off the PV panels, and I go through a breaker first, and then it goes directly to the contactor, and I have double pole contactors. And this is probably very important too, which contactor you use. I've been using this Packard, let's see, it's a model C230B, and I haven't had any contacts burn up on me, because one of the reasons why they haven't burned up is because the contactor never engages until the light diminishes down to where you can barely see shadows. So when the light gets that low, your panels aren't putting out a whole lot of power, and so you won't get the kind of arcing you will if you were trying to do switching under full power. So the only way these will work, because since this is an AC contactor, it's not meant for DC use, you have to be careful on that, not to have this thing switch when you have relatively good sunshine outside, because there's a good possibility you can arc these contacts and take one of these contactors out. But I have it set so that it only comes in contact when the sun is low enough where all the shadows become so vague you can't really tell they're there. So that's how you set that up. And then from there, that goes into your bus bar. You've got one side of your PV panels goes into your negative bus bar, which goes directly to your charger. And then the second one comes off the breaker, like I said, into the contactor, and then from the contactor to your positive bus bar. And you'll have regular panels that aren't on the contactor on these bus bars too at the same time. So you'll have some that aren't on this system, and some that are. And that is basically how the system is put together. One other thing I forgot to tell you. During the early morning hours, your sensor may pick up enough light to actually disengage the contactors, but the sun is still low enough on the horizon where it really doesn't have a whole lot of power of going to the panels. So what you want to do is you want to add a timer. This is a plug-in timer here, like one of these right here. You just plug it into the wall, and you take an old plug or something like that, and hook it up to a 120 volt relay, and then you take the contacts from that relay and run it directly to the relay that's on the sensor here. And what it does is it shunts out that relay on the inside there, so that even though this is not activated, it'll actually bypass that and send power to your contactors. And I do that early in the morning for about a half an hour. Usually about, I think, between 8:30 and 9 is what I've got it set up for. Then after that, then it shuts down, and then in the late afternoon, like after 5 o'clock, or maybe it's 6 o'clock, I forget now, this relay will again kick in, this timer will kick in that relay again, and it'll give me extra power in the late afternoon, so that till sundown I'm getting the maximum amount of power going into my batteries and charging them before sundown. So there you go. That's how it all works. If you have any other questions about all this, just leave some questions in the comment section there, and I'll get to them as soon as I see them. Thanks for watching.